Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Frazier, and this is EA Sports Game Changers.
Today, NFL star Jared Allen. He's changing lives, one soldier at a time. It's a story of heroes coming home. And why is Dwight Howard so happy? It's more than just being in Houston. See what this NBA star is really like. Plus, this man changed the game of basketball forever, and this court will change lives immediately. For these families, the impossible dream has come true. Plus, the Dayton Flyers may have the best fan in college basketball. Meet the fan that inspires the team. Game Changers is on.
Welcome to EA Sports Game Changers. I'm Kevin Frazier, and today we are starting things off with an NFL superstar. In March, free agent Jared Allen signed a $32 million deal with the Chicago Bears. It's a big contract for a guy with a big heart. If you think Jared is a force on the field, check out how hard he works to help the men and women of America's armed forces when he's off the field.
The stories are all different, yet heartbreakingly familiar.
My injury happened during a foot patrol in Al Anbar province.
As soon as it hit, everything was just white light. I couldn't see anything and just breathing in smoke. Didn't even realize I was in pain or anything. I had my legs. Just all I could think of was, we got hit.
And later that day, I got into a pretty good gunfight with the Taliban. I stepped on a pressure plate IED in an orchard.
These three, like many American veterans, were severely injured on the battlefields of Iraq and Afghanistan. After long and painful rehabilitation, sometimes having to learn to walk again, they all returned to their homes.
It was a really tough transition just because my whole life changed in like an instant.
Life at home wasn't easy for these vets. With prosthetic limbs, a walk to the parking lot or up and down stairs was painful. Doorways and hallways were often not wide enough or kitchen counters low enough to accommodate the wheelchairs many vets need. But building a handicap-accessible home can be expensive, unless you have a little help.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for number 69 himself, the big man, Jared Allen.
Jared Allen is, of course, one of the top defensive players in the NFL. A perennial Pro Bowler at defensive end, he's twice led the league in sacks, including an eye-popping 22 for the Vikings in 2011. At 32 years old, he's moving near the top of the NFL's all-time sack list. It may seem ironic that one of the most feared men on the football field is one of the most compassionate men off it. Allen has long been a leader in many charitable causes, but it was a 2009 visit with troops in the Middle East that really changed his life.
The USO trip back in 2009 was a great experience, and so for me it was just completely humbling, and when I came back I knew I had to do something.
That something became the Jared Allen Homes for Wounded Warriors. It's a nonprofit group that builds handicap-ready homes for veterans.
We didn't want to just write checks, and I started thinking about when I feel my most vulnerable, where do I feel my safest? And it's at my house.
So Jared, along with his team of dedicated volunteers, got to work, building ramps, lowering counters, widening doors, whatever needs to be done to make a home more functional for these wounded warriors.
Whether it's building a house, whether it's acquiring a house and remodeling it, when we turn the houses over to our men and women, they're free and clear. They own them, and they don't have to worry about a mortgage or anything like that.
Those 3 veterans we met at the beginning, all 3 are getting a new home thanks to Jared Allen.
You ready? Come on in, dude.
His organization is responsible for 8 houses so far.
Wow, that's something else.
And Jared's constantly raising money through black tie galas and other events so he can do more. Oftentimes, the money comes from his own pocket.
The way I look at it, even if we don't have the money, we'll raise it, and if I gotta fund it, then I'll fund it.
For families of vets like Colin Faust, a call from Allen's organization can make a world of difference.
Oh, he's the answer to our prayers. And I told him that. When we got the call, and he said, "This is Jared Allen, and I want to build your son a home." And we couldn't believe it.
And Allen is more than just a drive-by philanthropist. He has become a friend to the veterans and the families that he's helped.
It's the biggest thing that probably ever happened to me in my life. So we're all incredibly grateful.
But Jared Allen says he's the one who's grateful.
What I do is not heroic by any means. I play a game for a living. Our men and women out there are playing with live bullets. I mean, it's life or death.
The house itself means that I'm not going to have to be in pain anymore. You guys need anything? Call it.
Yep. See you again.
Absolutely.
For us to sit at home and enjoy the freedoms that they protect, you know, it's the least that we can do to give back and to say thank you.
For more NFL content, visit NFLRush.com.
Coming up, we're in Houston, Texas with Dwight Howard, and he could not be happier. And a special court dedicated to a special man. David Stern left his mark on the NBA, and now his mark is here, in a place basketball was not even possible like this just weeks ago. Then, he took his sister to the prom and had to wait his turn to talk to her. Dayton Flyer center Devin Oliver is all smiles, and his sister is the reason why.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Kevin Frazier. Still a lot more show to get to, like this next story. It's about a real game changer. Dwight David Howard. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. Ross Thomas got a chance to hang out with the Rockets center and get the real story behind Dwight's decision to play in the Lone Star State.
Dwight Howard, who earned the nickname Superman for his high-flying dominance on the basketball court, has found a home in Houston.
People are truly, genuinely excited about you being here. Tell me a little bit about how that's feeling for you.
It feels great, you know, to be in a place, you know, where you actually want it, and, you know, people love you for you.
Since being drafted out of high school by the Orlando Magic, Howard has been one of the league's top big men. He's made 8 straight NBA All-Star appearances and is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. But a devastating back injury sidelined him in 2011, and a blockbuster trade to the Lakers didn't create a championship, just disappointment.
With all the things that have happened to me in the past couple of years and me being injured, a lot of the things that happened in the media, you know, it happened. But I'm in a better place now, you know, and I'm happy.
The better place is here in Houston. Where Howard chose to come as a free agent. With another high-performance season on his resume, Dwight seems happy, and so do his fans. The rejuvenated Howard has always been great to his young fans. Admirers like 14-year-old Anthony, an aspiring basketball player from California.
How did Dwight come into your life?
Well, I actually won this contest, and it was about you submit a video of your dreams, and mine was to play basketball, be professional, and I won.
That contest reward was supposed to be just one day of mentoring from Howard. but it became something more. Howard was so taken with the kid, he flew Anthony and his family from their home in California to Houston for a special weekend with his idol.
Oh my gosh.
That included a Rockets practice and press conference.
So what is this like being here with Dwight and all the relationship you guys have developed?
Well, it's an amazing opportunity, meeting an NBA star of my dreams.
Then it was a VIP pass to a Rockets game.
Whoa!
It's a trip of a lifetime for Anthony and his family. He and Howard now talk on the regular. Everything from basketball moves to schoolwork.
When I first saw him, I had that same vibe of myself when I was his age. I was a little shy, I had the braces, I was a little afraid to smile sometimes, all that stuff, it was me. I see some greatness in him and his brother, and I think it's on me to help pull out, greatness in a lot of these kids.
Seeing a player take so much time for one kid is rare, but this is Superman after all.
It's bigger than basketball. When you're trying to, build a legacy, you want to build one on and off the court. Because once the ball stops bouncing, if you're just a great basketball player, but if you can make an impact to somebody's heart, they'll remember that forever.
This is like the best thing that's happened to me. Seeing my friend, Dwight Howard, it's a dream come true.
Coming up, what does it take to make a basketball court from scratch? We're there to see the impossible dream come true. And Maya Oliver may be the sport's #1 fan, and we know why.
"30 years ago, David Stern took over the NBA, and back then it was a fledgling little business with a revenue of only about $118 million a year. Today, the NBA makes close to $5 billion a year. Now, Commissioner Stern retired earlier this year, but his name and impact on the sport will not soon be forgotten, especially in the small rural town of Watsonville, California.
Big cheers. Big names.
Mr. A.C. Green.
And baskets. Lots and lots of baskets. This is a grand opening like no other. A community coming out to see something spectacular, something they've never expected. This is Watsonville, California.
If you look at Watsonville, it's a pretty poor agricultural town. It has one of the lowest per capita incomes in our whole region. 20% of the population lives below poverty.
It's true, Watsonville struggles to find the financial resources it needs to help kids off the streets. But it's also true this town has a heart, and this town has a love for basketball. The local YMCA prides itself as a safe haven for the children after school. But there was one huge problem. The basketball court was unusable. This safe haven of hardwood had no hope.
It was pretty bad. We had rotting wood. It was very, very slick. The walls itself, the color was a gray, dark, kind of unfriendly. Paint was actually peeling off of the walls.
But every problem has a solution. Enter EA Sports to the rescue. This global Northern California-based company was looking for a way to pay honor to David Stern, the NBA commissioner who retired this year after 30 years in office, the man credited for making the NBA the incredible entity it is today.
At EA Sports, we saw an opportunity to come in and help refurbish this court and turn it into really a jewel for the community.
The goal was set. The plan was simple: build a new court for Watsonville. But not just any court, a court worthy of an NBA arena.
We want kids to be safe, to have a place to be physically active, and have a place to come together and play.
No detail would be too small. For months, they worked in secret. New backboards, new nets, new balls, the paint, the stripes, and the logos. The court that NBA great AC Green came to see and confirmed that this 95 by 45 piece of wood would shine forever in Watsonville.
EA Sports, the NBA, they get the big picture. You know, it's a global picture. You know, it's kids in need every single place, everywhere. But it takes those who understand that and have a wherewithal. They're touching lives, and hopefully they'll continue doing that for decades and decades and years to come.
Fast forward to the grand opening, where proud parents who grew up in Watsonville could see a future of hoops dreams, hope, and safety.
You see the little kids that are here, and one day they'll be toting their little kids coming into this facility and seeing this beautiful court and remembering, I was there that day it was dedicated. You think about that, how history is really made in one moment.
Coming up, we travel 5,000 miles with the Dayton Flyers and sit down with star center Devin Oliver. So why are we talking more about his sister than him? It's next on Game Changers.
Welcome back. Look, let's be honest. The Dayton Flyers' remarkable run in the NCAA tournament surprised a lot of people. But here's the big question. How did they do it? Well, they have a secret weapon, a super fan. And Game Changers is known about her for a very long time.
This is Devin Oliver, star forward for the Dayton Flyers. For 4 seasons, he's been the emotional leader on the court for one of the Horizon League's toughest teams. But off the court, the team's inspiration has come from an unlikely source. What's the feeling that you get when you watch your brother out there on the court?
I get so happy. I cheer, and I said, let's go Flyers, because it's your time to win.
Maya, who has special needs, never misses a Dayton game or any chance to cheer on her big brother. I met up with all of the members of the Oliver family at this year's EA Sports Maui Invitational. Tell me about this sister of yours. I hear she has quite the personality.
She's just got so much fun and joy. People sometimes just automatically assume when they see someone with special needs, but once you get to know her, she's got so much to her, it's unbelievable. She's just so fun, she cracks jokes, she'll give you a hard time. You know, she's a very complete person.
The Olivers are a big basketball family. Both parents played at Western Michigan, and basketball has always been a part of the relationship as Devin and Maya grew up. He says you like to yell at the referees when they make a bad call sometimes.
Yeah, but this time, I won't do it again at the tournament.
You won't? Why not?
Because my parents said so. I can't yell at the referees.
But Maya isn't just a spectator. She's also an athlete herself, and she doesn't let her special needs stand in the way when it comes to competition.
She does a lot of extracurricular activities. She's does Special Olympics soccer, Special Olympics basketball. She's playing with like 45-year-old guys, and the guy will hit a shot, and she'll smack him on his butt, tell him good shot, and it's unbelievably funny. She's a competitor, you know? She's just like me. She's just like my dad, my mom. We don't hold her back from doing anything. If she wants to do it, she's gonna do it.
And Devin doesn't just support Maya in all of her athletic pursuits. Last year, he even escorted her to her high school prom. Tell me what happened once you actually got to prom.
I thought it was gonna be a lot of me babysitting her and, you know, being by her side. And that was the main focus, but, you know, we got there and I just kind of sat down and she said, I'll come get you when I need you. And just to see her be so independent and, you know, having so much fun with her classmates, for her to tell me to just hang out and chill while she did her thing at prom that was the best thing that could happen. She had a good time, I had a good time. We got a couple dances in together and really enjoyed myself.
Devin is also proud of the way his Dayton teammates have embraced and welcomed Maya. She's on the sideline for every game and knows the statistics for every player. She's become the unofficial favorite fan and inspiration for Devin, as well as his teammates.
Everyone always makes sure they say hi to her first when they come out the game, and just not treating her like she's different, and just treating her like she's, you know, part of the family, which she is, and you know she loves that. So as long as she's part of the team, then it's all good with her.
Thanks for watching, and remember, no matter where you are, whether it's in your community or on the field, you too can be a game changer. See you next time.